What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to this week's tier list ranking video. You might hear some Binding of Isaac music in the background. That's because this week we are ranking every single Binding of Isaac boss and mini boss. The mini bosses are going to be in their own tier because there's a couple of them, quite a few of them actually, but they're not like that important, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and toss them in there. And we'll kind of get going. Now, this does include all of the Repentance bosses, so it's a lot for sure. We might have to kind of adjust things on the fly. Let's go ahead and start here. Mini boss tier, we're gonna have that's Envy, Gluttony. I'm gonna rank them within the tier, and we'll do it kind of quick. I think Gluttony is better than Envy. This is Wrath, I believe. Oh no! Don't do this to me. I don't know which one's which. Does it have? I have a cheat sheet here as well, but of course they're not on here. Let's see. This is Greed. The Greed fight's like at the bottom, below Envy even. Sloth is pretty good. I'd probably rank him there. Lust. The Lust fight I would probably put right in the middle. And then what we got? We have Wrath and oh no, I can't even remember the 7 deadly sins, dude. This is Wrath, I think, and this is Wrath, and this is, oh god, help me. Let's look. I've completely forgotten one of them. What am I missing? Sorry, Gluttony, Sloth. This is Lust, right? I think. Oh, so this is one of them's Pride. Oh, so it's Pride and Wrath. I think this one's Pride. The Pride fight's not bad, and the Wrath fight is pretty bad. Probably like that. That's how I'd rank them, I think. And then if we want to go ahead and rank them in terms of their super versions as well, it'd probably be pretty similar. Like, you're still gonna be at the bottom. I guess you'll all be at the front. You're still gonna be there. Super Greed is still like pretty shitty. Sorry, you're lower for sure now that I'm thinking about it. You know, any left hand fight is always good. So we've got like some of the megas as well. Let's get we're getting there. We're getting there. You'd probably go there, I think. Gluttony is pretty good. I think Gluttony might be the best one. And then we got Super Pride. Probably here, I would say. Oh no, sorry, is that Wrath? That's Super Wrath. You're a little worse, I guess. You'd probably go there. And then we got you are a good you're enjoyable, and then like obviously like you two are the top, I suppose, probably like that. Anyways, that's the mini bosses. Not super concerned, there just wasn't a tier list for just the bosses. So now that we're 3 minutes in, let's go ahead and get started. I do have a cheat sheet, as I mentioned, pulled up just to be safe. So let's go ahead and begin. I don't think these are in literally any order, unfortunately. First off, we got Dingle. I think Dingle is, honestly, I'm gonna put Dingle at like a B tier boss. Not a difficult boss by any stretch of the imagination, but like sometimes has some weird bounces that you get hit. It's not like a guaranteed, you know, clean fight. Sometimes Dingle's gonna hit you. The quick shots, you got little dips popping around. I think it's possible that Dingle is one of the most balanced bosses in the game, especially early. Can't help but notice these are the same. This is the Duke of Flies. Like, you're like a D tier boss. Like, there's no way you're taking damage against Duke of Flies for sure. Like, Duke of Flies creates the flies. I get it. But overall, like, it's a very simple boss fight, and he has very little HP. This is this one Gemini? I am gonna look. I'm pretty sure it's just Gemini, not Blighted Ovum. It is. Yeah. Blighted Ovum is this guy. Gemini, kind of a C tier boss again, very easy, very difficult to get hit. I mean, they're all first floor bosses, right? But like overall, like it's just walk in a circle every time. The map is always the same inside the boss room, so you're just walking in the circle. I don't know. This is the Gurglings. Gurglings are, I'm gonna put as an A tier. A difficult boss for sure. Definitely have a chance to get hit. They move in very succinct patterns, but like a slight slant. So like you might think you're out of the way and then you're still getting hit. Let's go ahead and move Duke of Flies out of here as well. But I also think the Gurglings are like a pretty good, difficult boss. Larry Jr. C tier again. You're probably not getting hit by Larry. Very slow, very little HP, you know, the common gripes with your C tier bosses for sure. But definitely better than like Duke of Flies. Monstro is an A tier boss. I think Monstro is like the quintessential first floor boss. Everyone loves Monstro. A bevy of attacks. He's probably got like 4 different attacks. They're all very different, very dodgeable. You shouldn't be taking damage on Monstro, but like I think overall boss wise, good boss, especially for new players. Okay, you are one of the horsemen. I don't remember exactly which one you are. You are you just headless? It's gonna make me look, huh? I think he might just be headless horseman. Oh, it's Famine. It's Famine. Famine's okay. You know what, B tier. Famine's probably the worst of the 4. I would put him equal with Headless probably, but I don't think he, like, this is Headless Horseman. Very similar-ish fights. Simple attacks that you're not getting hit by for sure. I think they're the 2 worst of the Harbingers bosses for sure. Steven, I like Steven. It's like just a better Gemini fight. It's not quite Bladed Ovum. But Steven, like, you're not taking damage, but you do have like the homing shots that could possibly hit you. Another like fairly easy fight, I think, but overall good boss. The Fallen, I actually think the Fallen is kind of a difficult fight. You get him a lot on the 2nd floor. When he breaks into 2, it's just kind of hard to keep track of like where you're moving. I like the Fallen though. This is a Dangle. You're just Dingle, and that's all I got. Little Horn, I think Little Horn might be an S tier boss. Definitely a difficult boss fight, not a pushover. Has potential to hit you early, which is something I like. Little Horn is like a first 2 floors kind of boss. And honestly, I like him. Oh, are they in order of boss floor? Okay, cool. I got it now. Or like of the floor in which they can be encountered, I believe. Ragman is an A tier boss. The one thing that separates him from actually being an S tier boss is that he is like a little bit bullshit. If you get behind in the fight to where like you can't catch up with killing the spider he creates from his head, you can definitely like prolong the fight way longer than it needs to be. Let's turn down the music in my head a little. These are the Turdlings, literally the same as the Gurglings. Don't care at all. Blighted Ovum, probably on par with Steven. Definitely better than Gemini. It's kind of the same little thing, except they're separated now. So, and I think they have the Brimstone shot as well, which makes it like a lot more harrowing. I believe you are Fistula. Like, I don't, what artwork are you using? Like, would you consider this Fistula? I think this is Fistula. This is probably like the official artwork, to be honest. But Fistula is right down there with Duke of Flies. Just a very simple boss you're never gonna get hit by. Where's Teratoma? Like, we'll put like the well, I guess I would actually look. We're going a little out of order. I'm also gonna grab the Husk. Husk is C, definitely more difficult than the Duke of Flies, and like can cause issues for you if you don't know what you're doing. But overall, like very on par with Duke of Flies, just a little more difficult. I don't even see Teratoma. This is Teratoma, I think. Let's see, yeah, that is Teratoma. Perfect. Welcome to bottom tier. Okay, next, the Haunt. Dude, I gotta say it, the Haunt is an S tier boss. For where you encounter the Haunt, it is one of the most difficult fights in the game, in my opinion. Like, when you have the 2 ghosts, like you kill the first little ghost and the 2 next ghosts appear, it feels like you're gonna lose. Like, those ghosts are so difficult. They body block so well. I think the Haunt is a great boss, but very annoying. Pin, bottom tier, impossible to get hit by Pin. Literally could never happen. No HP whatsoever. Don't like the Pin. Widow, probably the same thing. Widow's in that same tier as like just kind of garbage bottom tier boss. No chance you're really getting hit. It like literally no HP, and he stands still for literally so long that I think if you have any sort of creep damage, it's a free win no matter what. Okay, what are you? This is what I'm actually gonna have to go look at. Like, you kind of look like a weird cage. Are you like a new boss? This is Little Blub, it would seem. I don't know too much about you. Let's go look at you. Oh, this is Little Blub Downpour. I get it. So there's multiple. There's one in Dross and one in Downpour. So you're like an anti-birth boss, huh? So you're very similar to like Duke of Flies, huh? You're Duke of Flies, but you make leeches. So you're definitely more difficult for sure. I would put you, that sounds like a B tier boss. Sounds difficult enough for where it is in the game. I could get behind that. This is, sorry, I don't know all of the Repentance boss names. You're like the worm one, right? Wormwood, yeah. And there's a, okay, there, I'm now realizing there's a Downpour and a Dross version of a lot of these. I think Woodworm is also pretty good. He goes into the holes and makes his own holes in the floor, which I think is pretty cool. Definitely like a better version of Pin. Chance to take damage. I think it's a pretty good boss though. You are Rainmaker, I believe. I actually think you're like kind of terrible. Like you're not like 0 HP kind of boss, but like it's very difficult to get hit. Very like easy to tell patterns. I just think you're just kind of bad. This is our Min Min, right? Is that right? I haven't actually faced Min Min like maybe like twice. I'd probably put him in the C tier. No, you know what? I'd probably put him in the B tier. I think for where you encounter him in the game, he is somewhat difficult. The boss fight is actually kind of fun in my opinion, so I think that maybe boosts him up a little bit. I have no idea what the Clog fight is like. I know he exists. I'm just gonna put him in the D tier because he's ugly and I've like never faced him. You are Colostomia, if I remember correctly. You are an A tier boss. You're actually difficult. I don't like fighting you. I feel like your attacks are very quick, and if you don't know the patterns too well, like you're probably gonna take a couple points of damage. I also think you're just an interesting boss, like an interesting design, an interesting fight. I like you. This is Turdlet. Again, no idea what the fuck you are. You look like a Larry boss. I hate your name, so you're going in D tier. This is good old Chub. Chub is a C tier boss. Chub is bad. You get little Chubby from him, and that sucks. The item itself is horrible. The boss fight is extremely boring, and he just goes ha the whole time. I hate it. You are either Dark One or the other one, of which I've forgotten the name. Dark One or Adversary. I'm assuming you're Dark One. I think Adversary has the bandages. Yeah, Dark One. I actually think Dark One's a pretty fine boss. Difficult in the point that you get him. A good fight can be a little bit bullshit, but nothing like Adversary. Decent overall, in my opinion, at least. Dude, I think Gertie's I think Gertie's a bad fight. Stationary boss, first off. Second, the only fear that you have at all is anything that spawns behind Gertie that you can't see could maybe have a stray shot that hits you. But like Gertie proper, you're not getting hit. The boss is terrible. And not only is the boss terrible, like it's just got a ton of health. That's the only thing. Other than that, it's the easiest fight in the game. Like this is Gertie Jr. The fight is just way better. Gertie Jr., two solid tanky things. They move around in the same way that the Gurglings do, not quite as quick, and they fire at you. It's a good boss. Mega Fatty, kind of the same thing. Like not a good boss fight. I will say that in similarities with Monstro, many varied attacks. You know what? I just talked myself into a B tier, I think, for you. You have a lot of different attacks, which I think is cool. However, you're just tanky boy, and that's really it. This is Mega Ma, if I remember correctly. I know there's a second one of you. Let me make sure. Yes, you are Mega Ma. Thank God. Some of the alternatives I always swap. Isn't there another one like you? Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm probably thinking of the gate, to be honest with you, but I don't know. Mega Ma, great fight. Very difficult anytime you encounter it. It's always like, it's got some random attacks. I definitely think you could always be hit by a Mega Ma. Sometimes you get a double Mega Ma as well. Definitely a boss that can be tricky, especially if you've not faced him much. I think Mega Ma is fun. Yeah, that sounds like Mega Man. Dude, Peep, like, I want to put you higher, Peep, but like, you're a bad boss. The creep you spawn can be harrowing sometimes. You shoot shots out in the same time when you have both eyeballs out of your brain. Sometimes you can be a little difficult. But you're just bad. Pestilence, good fight, not great fight. Good fight. Probably my second favorite horseman, I think, after Death. I think your fight is good. The creep is fun. It is a difficult boss fight, don't get me wrong. At least in terms of the harbingers. None of the harbingers are really too difficult. But Pestilence and War, definitely the two most difficult in my opinion. Yeah, I like Pestilence. Chad, you're going with Chubb for the same reasons. You're bad. This is... I'm going to have to look. I forget your name. You are Haunt, but Bone. Forsaken. The Forsaken. I knew that. I would honestly put you on par with the Haunt. I think you're still difficult. You're still fun. It's kind of the same theming, but you're just kind of an ass. Dude, the Frail, I actually like the Frail quite a bit. It's like better pin, right? You have the weird thing where you do the spinning brimstone shot. I like that attack a lot. I think your design is immaculate, and I think that you take the pin concept and do it right. This is, oh no, this is Stain. This must be the Stain. I like the Stain. I think the Stain is like difficult. I was gonna say it's like difficult polycephalus, but it's kind of like polycephalus. Any boss that telefrag, well, I'm actually gonna move you and polycephalus down because of the telefragging, and I see polycephalus here. Same things are going to apply to both of these. Like, the fact that you teleport under the ground and can always pop up under me and hit me is bullshit, and it's a bad mechanic, and I hate it. Big Horn, bad boss. All you do is make giant holes on the ground, and no one ever gets hit by it, and you're terrible. Little Horn is much better because he's more mobile and has a chance to hit you. Big Horn does not have a chance to do any damage. Fuck Mega Ragman. This boss is difficult. Or Rag... Is it Rag Mega or Mega Ragman? I can't remember. Regardless, he's very difficult. I think any boss with homing shots is always kind of difficult. He forces you to move a lot. I think it's a good boss. He is like tough though. For when you encounter in the game, I think he's like a little bit bullshit. But overall, A tier for sure. And this is kind of ranked in like, it's a mishmash of like, how do I feel about the boss versus how difficult are they in the game? Because no one wants to face Duke of Flies. You're just fucking bored. I actually don't have any idea what your name is. Bumbo? Bumbino. Okay, well, Bumbino, that's a bullshit fight. He hits me I get dumpstered by this boss because I don't know any of his patterns, but it's so much fun to have this weird charging like melee boss. It's a good time. Actually, like one of my favorite boss fights in the game. You are... Who the hell are you? What are you? Is that an anti-birth boss? Is that a... What the fuck is this? You're not even on the list. I don't know who you are. Like, I really don't know who you are. Or do I, and I'm just stupid? Hold up. Like, you're not the gate, right? No, I see the gate on there. Oh, it's Carrion Queen. That's Carrion Queen. You just can't see the back. Carrion Queen is like fine. It's like it's Chub Chad, but better for sure. Definitely more difficult because of like where you can and cannot damage the boss. Also very difficult to tell from just the front. And Carrion Queen makes red poops, which makes the fight very difficult. You are the Hollow. You're with Pin, you're terrible, and Larry Jr. and all of that. You're worse than Larry Jr., I think. Yeah, Larry Jr. is C tier. Yeah, you're bad. Fuck you. You're so weak. This is, I forget you. You're like the Widow, the Wretched. Wretched is like one above Widow, probably. Still kind of a bad boss, and like super easy wherever you are in the game. Usually this is like a slightly later stage boss. Fuck you. Yeah, you're very easy. This is Reap Creep, very good fight. You know what? Honestly, S tier boss, pretty close to A tier, but like very difficult. Has the wall mechanics, so you can't just cheese next to it. The brimstones that like shoot out and move in is like one of my favorite attacks in the entire game. I love Reap Creep. What the hell are you? I've never seen Hornfell, so welcome to D tier. This is Tough Twins, I believe is what they're called. That's a B tier boss. I like that you have to throw bombs to expose them. It's like cool. It's a unique Larry Jr., but the boss is way fucking easy, and I don't like that. This is Great Gideon. I honestly kind of think you're an A tier boss. You have a really unique mechanic where you spawn waves of enemies and we have to defeat those waves. I think that is cool. It's a different take on a boss fight. Very easy. Well, you know what? B tier. You're too easy. I almost want to move you down to C tier, but we'll leave you in B tier just for uniqueness alone. But like literally, like you just spawn standard enemies on your floor on your fight, which is kind of dumb. Okay, I'm seeing this one. This is like the Pile or something like that. It is. It's the Pile. I don't have enough intel that I'm gonna rank you. I'm gonna put you down in D tier. Just cause these two I don't know well, or Clog for that matter. Or this is Singe. I don't know you well enough either, to be honest. So sorry, welcome to bottom tier. The Shell. I mean, like you kind of just fall in the worms. Like you're just a C tier boss that's very easy. Adversary, fuck this boss. You're actually not going to be S tier because you're kind of cheap and bullshit with your brimstone bullshit that hits you no matter where the fuck you are in the room. You're very annoying. I hate the Adversary. Sometimes when you get like a double Adversary room on the chest, I just want to fucking die if I'm not like overly stacked, because this boss just does too much damage. He's very difficult to hit. He's very mobile. Hate him. But it's a good fight. This is, which one are you? I think you're the Cage. If I remember correctly, you are the Cage. Yes, you indeed are the Cage. Good boss fight. You're probably like a little difficult for the area that you're in. But I overall, I think you're kind of okay. The Gate, I would probably put with Megamaw. Okay, we put Megamaw in A. Yeah, okay, I could see the Gate being an A. Difficult boss again, especially for you are in the game. Has some has some attacks that you're probably gonna get hit by. It's not like an easy, flawless kind of boss, or is it? No, I think the Gate is the easy one. Never mind. At least in my opinion. Gate, you're B tier now. Get wrecked. Bro, Loki, fun boss, not very good. When he splits, he splits into two halves. You just kind of dodge him and everything's okay, really. Like you're not that difficult. Or are the Lokis different? What is this half and half? They're both Loki fights, right? Oh yeah, one is Loki and one's Loki with two eyes. So never mind. Well, you know what? They're really like honestly the same. I'm just gonna put them together. Is Monstro 2? Congrats. You're like bad Monstro. Like wherever you show up is too late. You're too easy of a boss for anything after the first two floors. At least the Monstro fight is like the quintessential Isaac boss. Monstro 2 just sucks ass. War, probably like a C tier. You're definitely worse than Pestilence, Conquest, and Death. You're very easy. You don't do any damage, and we just like walk you down. Gish, you're the worst. You're a D tier. You're worse than Monstro. You're worse than Monstro 2. You're bad. You don't do any damage, and you're slow means nothing to me whatsoever. And, well, I don't know. I actually think, like, getting the Gish, the little Gish, is, like, not that bad. And he also, like, drops, like, Ball of Tar pretty frequently. I kind of like Ball of Tar, too. This is, we'll get there. Give me a minute. This is Sister Viz. Probably a B tier fight. Not too shabby, kind of difficult. Too many cages, basically. Too many tiny cages. But overall, like, not that bad of a fight. Brownie, it's Brownie. I actually think Brownie's, like, pretty okay. He's kind of difficult, kind of tanky, spawns a lot of enemies, spawns creep. I think kind of a difficult boss. Probably not one that's going to kill you unless you got a terrible run, but I do like Brownie. Fucking Bloat. Also kind of a shit boss, like, or kind of like an asshole boss. Like, he's gonna chunk the fuck out of you. His bite's boring. The one thing I'll say about Bloat is that he's got a boring kind of fight. He's got like Peeper's eye things bobbing around, and then he's got the brimstone shots out of his eyes, but overall he's kind of like meh. Mask of Infamy, good boss, dude. Having to destroy the heart before you can destroy the face is great, and then having to hit the back of the mask is also really cool. Very unique boss, not much like it in Isaac. I remember you are the Siren. I remember you being kind of like a fucking asshole when I faced you. I thought that you were pretty difficult, but not like a run-ending cheap boss. That's all I remember. This is the Heretic. I don't know anything about you. And this is the Visage, right? And I think you're the Mask of Infamy-esque boss. And I don't know enough about you either, so you're going on there. Obviously, this is the S-tier boss. Okay, if you know, you know. This is the Horny Boys. Kind of just a Loki-esque fight, but like honestly, like fantastic. I don't actually know what the first off, like Mom is B tier. DLC Mom is B tier. It's all the same, you know. It's the same fight every time the foot slams down. Is like Blue Mom or Red Mom on here? No. Really all it is just like hit the foot and do damage. Watch out for the appendages on the wall. Most standard fight. I'm gonna say the same about Mom's Heart and It Lives. There it is. I think it's just one of those bosses I have fought so many times that it's like almost hard to rank them, so I'm just gonna put them right in the middle of the list. This is Rot Gut. Kind of a boring fight, and he's ugly. The fight's honestly not that difficult. Usually by the time that you get to Rot Gut, you're kind of stacked. And then this is Chimera. I'd kind of say the same thing. I don't really feel like either of these bosses are that difficult whatsoever. I just think they're kind of there to serve as like a boss room, if that makes any sense. But like nothing scary. This is the Scourge. I think I hate you. I think you're like very difficult. You're not even cheap. You're just a difficult boss that I'm not very well prepared against. And you're kind of not like any other boss in the game. You're not a variant. You're just kind of like this difficult little asshole. Now, I want to say a lot of the Repentance bosses I don't have a whole lot of playtime against. So the results on this can vary for sure. This is Mother, right? Is that what we're looking at? Is this your official artwork? Yes. Okay, so this is Mother. I don't know. I actually want to put you in C tier. You're a terrible boss. So like you are the most difficult boss in the game, in my opinion. Most of your shit is garbage bullshit. It's just like, it's a bullet hell spammy, not intricate boss fight. It's just like how many things can we put on the screen at once, and for that I think you're bad, and like your design is disgusting and it scares me. I can't believe like the way that this list goes. This is I forget your name, dude. I as soon as I see it, Blastocyst, son of a bitch. Blastocyst is probably like a little bit above Teratoma. Like you're a little more difficult than Fistula and Teratoma because you have like, you actually move in a non-standard direction. You're not like a fucking 1998 Windows screensaver, which is appreciated, but you're still like pretty bad. Daddy Longlegs, same thing. I like the Daddy Longlegs boss fight, but like literally you're never taking damage. The boss is just too easy. This is Mama Gertie. Mama Gertie's a B tier. I would put it in A tier because the boss fight's kind of fun, but the undodgeable spikes on the floor is a bad mechanic, and you will always get hit no matter what. Oh dear, I'm getting to bosses that I'm like forgetting the names of. This is Mr. Fred. Bad boss, too easy to defeat. There's a spot that you can stand where you're never gonna get hit. I know that you spawn the weird little like worm things that flop out of the floor, but like you just don't do enough to be a good boss. This is Scolex. Welcome to D tier. You're just the same as all the other worm-based motherfuckers. Let's get these guys out of the way. Like, I definitely think like Death is you know what? Death is probably A tier. Good boss, definitely difficult. The time slow is annoying, and the size and all of that. I think you're fun. Conquest, kind of the same thing. I think Conquest is a little difficult. He drops the pony, the white pony, which is a good item, by the way. Definitely my favorite two harbingers, with no question. You are Triachnid. You are with Daddy Longlegs for the exact same reasons. I think that's D tier. By D tier, I mean C tier. Is that right? I don't know. I guess like I'm looking at D tier. We'll put you up here. I don't know where Daddy Longlegs is, but C tier probably for you because you're above some of these guys. Oh no, you are the matriarch. Is it the I think it's the matriarch. Is that right? Yeah, let's go. I haven't fought you enough. Everything else on here is stuff that we fought. So like Krampus, like A tier boss, difficult, can be faced literally at any point in the game. So obviously it depends. But Krampus is one of the more fun boss fights, gives two good items. You're always happy to see him, and he's just kind of a classic. I'm honestly gonna put like the angels down here because they're kind of bullshit. They don't really count as bosses to me. They're very telegraphed, they're easy to defeat, and they offer you nothing except fucking key pieces. All right, here we go. I guess let's start. Okay, what is this? This is Baby Plum. You know what? You're cute. You're gonna go B tier. Your fight's fine. I actually think you kind of got the dingle effect, where you bounce off stuff and can ricochet into me by total accident. So I kind of do value, and you're fucking adorable. Well, with like a lot of the end game bosses. Let's start with the horseman at the end of the game. I am going to put you all in B tier. I have faced you a decent amount of times. I don't think any of you are really that special. You just kind of exist. You're usually not too difficult. If we've made it this far, it's a run that's going to destroy you. However, some of the cinematography around this fight and like how you do it is very cool. And I like it a lot. And then like, I don't know, like your Dogma, I actually think your fight is really good. Like it's a really well-designed fight. I like both phases a lot. I think that the entire home floor is very cool, and like how you get to the endings and all of that. I think the boss is very fun. It's definitely like an umbilical cord baby too, which is really cool. I don't know. I like the Dogma fight. I think they did a really good job on that. Mega Satan is honestly like an A tier boss, not extremely difficult or anything bullshit. Fighting the rest of the bosses while fighting you is kind of annoying, like when you have to fight all four of like the mega sins at once and stuff. Like it's a little too much, which kind of holds you out from S tier, but I do think that it's a fun fight and definitely like a treat when you get to do it. Next up, let's go with Satan. The Satan fight is legitimately bad. It's too easy. I think that there's 3 phases, 2 phases. I think there's 3 phases. The one where you shoot like 8 different balls out of each hand is like a little annoying. The foot phase is literally easy as can be. If you have creep, it's a free kill, but like there's no way you're taking any damage. The lamb fight is kind of difficult. Probably a B tier. I don't know. I actually think the lamb is one of the easier end game bosses. Like there's very little chance that you're getting hit by the lamb unless you're standing too close. Because he has homing shots, he like doesn't shoot as much, I don't think. So you just don't, he doesn't do anything. And then when he splits into the 2 phases, you just kill his husk corpse real quick and you just have the floating head. I don't know. I think the boss is a little too easy for being the Dark Path final. Alternatively, I think Blue Baby is a better fight. Blue Baby does not too much. Like, by the time you get to Blue Baby again, you're usually pretty stacked. So the fight probably seems easier than it actually is. Blue Baby has like low HP in my opinion. So it's like, it definitely should be more of like a fight than just like a oops, you're dead kind of boss. Not a huge fan of Blue Baby. Isaac, literally the same thing. It's like the same kind of boss, except you've got the lights, like, you know, the beams that come down from heaven and you hide in the corner. I do think the little seraphim spawns can be like a little difficult if you're not too familiar with the Isaac fight, but overall, like, the Isaac fight I think is kind of bad, but appropriate. Like, it's, I don't know, the first couple of times I faced them, I guess I was really struggling. Now that I face Isaac and Blue Baby so much when I do random runs that I'm used to it, so I guess they're probably correctly valued at A tier. And here we go, the big three. This fight sucks. I'll put it in C tier, but like, you take no damage. All you got to do is dodge the spikes and shoot. It seems to have extremely low HP for like this massive gargantuan triple-eyed monster. I am just not a fan of like the actual finality of the beast. Like, I think that he's cool, but everything leading up to him is much more difficult and tedious than the actual final fight. But definitely cinematography, again, fantastic. And here we are. You have to put Delirium in the S tier because he could be any boss. I think the Delirium fight is super freaking cool when you can have any boss show up in Delirium form at any time. He's an HP sponge. It's such a cool, unique fight. I love Delirium. And I'm very proud to say that fuck the Hush, you're in D tier, too much HP. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next week for another tier list ranking video. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you haven't checked out The Binding of Isaac Repentance, now out on Steam, go ahead and check it out. It's one of my favorite games of all time. See you next time.